Hello and Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm Kashif Kamran, AAA Expert Tutor. I welcome you all to the AAA Webinar to Success Day 1 for the December 2025 exams. Let's look at the agenda of this webinar. Just before looking into the agenda, a reminder that this is the free version of the AAA Webinar to Success I do for each exam sitting, which is available on my YouTube channel. Now, in terms of the agenda, over the 5 days of this webinar, each day I will be looking at something very specific and particular for the December 25 exam, starting first on the day one today, sustainability. And we know sustainability is the current spotlight of the AAA paper. So I just want to have a word with all of you ahead of your December 25 exams. On the day two, I'll be looking at audit of less complex entity. We know this article was published few days before the September 25 exams, but it was not examined in September 25. So there's a high likelihood something around this article would encash in December 25. On the day three, will quality management continue to impact the AAA paper? We'll be discussing that. We'll be looking at the types of questions which have come in the past paper around quality management. I will be guiding you what are still the missing elements from quality management, the articles particularly by the examining team, and what can likely be tested from it. On the day four, I will be looking inside the question number one, the 50 marks. We'll going over it, uh, particularly focusing on the misconceptions around the question number one, particularly around materiality, prioritization of risk, and many such things. And on the fifth and the final day, I'll be looking at 10 insights from the most recent examiner report, which is March-June 25. Let's open the day one and let's look at the spotlight on sustainability. Now, sustainability has become popular, and sustainability has not just become popular in the AAA, it has become popular across all the strategic level papers of ACCA. It's taking a center stage. Now, as a student appearing for December 25 exam with roughly 17 days remaining, what sort of things you should focus on to excel if any questions come around sustainability in your exam setting? In terms of the sustainability spotlight, firstly, you should all be well versed that this is a syllabus area F and there is an exam guidance available on it that what sort of topics are included under sustainability for the AAA student. And I'll just be showing you that shortly. 3 articles in 1 year time, and that means the emphasis is there. That's something running through the examiner mindset. And not just the 3 articles in a year. There was a question in March, June 25 paper. I'll be showing you that on sustainability. There was a question on sustainability, around 12 marks of question in the September 25 mock. And now in the December 25 mock, there is another 12 marks question on sustainability. So you can understand that this is something running through the examiner mindset and is important. And I'll be showing you the glimpse of all the 3 questions I just discussed and the 3 articles on your screen shortly, including the syllabus. Accepting engagement, a separate engagement to review and report on sustainability information. We know if you are very well versed as a student in the syllabus area C, which is practice management, you will be knowing the methods in accepting uh, assurance engagement because you know that is a very important subject matter in AAA. Now, if you're well versed with the methods in accepting an engagement, you can tailor those matters to sustainability information. Yes, there are some particular matters for sustainability information which has to come from the reading of the article, and I'll be showing you a glimpse of that. Knowledge, knowledge about certain terms which are important. There is an article, ISSA 5000 exposure draft, and there is a terminology known as double materiality. You should be very sound and you should be able to explain it. And then bifurcated materiality. And there's much more knowledge. And I'll give you an example of how knowledge can come in right from the December 25 mock exam. What are challenges and risk for auditor in sustainability assurance engagement? And this is given in the article ISSA 5000 ED. You need to read that paragraph because that's a very, very important paragraph. You might get a question for 7 to 8 marks asking you what are risk and challenges around sustainability assurance for the auditor. You need to know the answer. And finally, ISA 720, auditor responsibility uh, for other information. Auditor, when performing the audit of the financial statement, has a responsibility to read other information in the document containing the financial statement. And the auditor needs to include another information paragraph in the audit report where the auditor mentioned the management and auditor responsibility for other information. And other information includes the sustainability information as well. An auditor, if the auditor find any material inconsistency in other information, the auditor needs to report that in other information paragraph. And if after reading of the other information, the auditor find no inconsistency, he will be telling this to the shareholder that no inconsistency was found. So that is a static paragraph of the audit report, and you should be well versed with that. Okay, now just let's take some quick glance at few things as part of this informative webinar. Just first, let's take a look at the syllabus, which will be the center stage, because that will set the tone what can come in your exam. Now, on your screen, you can see the syllabus, and I have just highlighted number 5, which is the breakup of the topic assurance of sustainability information. And I'll be reading A, B, C, D down to tell you what is part of your syllabus and how it can be examined or has already been examined. Number 1, evaluate the matters to be considered before accepting sustainability assurance engagement. Now, this is a most regular question, and this is what you will be finding in most of the instances I referred today, March, June 25, or the mock exam for September or the December. Now, this is the mainstay, and this is something you know from syllabus area C practice management. So you should know the answer for matters to be considered before accepting sustainability assurance engagement. And one of the before matter is ethical issues, which should be part of your list. B, plan an engagement to provide assurance on a report on social, environmental, and sustainability matters. So what sort of planning matters will you consider if you're planning an assurance engagement? Planning is a fundamental area of AAA. You should be knowing the planning fundamentals. There is a complete paragraph on planning the engagement in the article ISSA 5000 ED. So please do read that paragraph on planning the engagement and know the fundamentals. Number C, describe the difficulties in measuring and reporting on economic, environmental, and social and sustainability information. Now, this is difficulties from the point of management. What difficulties the management can face in terms of measuring and reporting on social, economic, sustainable information? What challenges will the management face? You should know the answer for this. Try to find an answer for this. What are difficulties in measuring and reporting on economic, environmental, social, and sustainability information? What challenges will the management face? Again, this is knowledge. D, describe and recommend substantive procedure. Substantive procedures are very regular part of AAA. You should know how to perform substantive procedures on different subject matters. And in other assignments, syllabus area F, procedures is very common. So you can get anything in the exam and you need to perform procedures on that. And it could be sustainable information. It could be information about environment. It could be information about sustainability. And there is certain paragraph given around which you need to construct your procedure. And we know procedures in AAA are case specific. So you have to investigate the case around sustainability very well to make procedures. F, Evaluate the evidence gathered as part of the assurance engagement to conclude whether sufficient appropriate evidence has been obtained. Now, this is very common question, and this if you have done past papers, you must have seen questions in past paper around comment on sufficiency and appropriateness of the evidence obtained by the audit team. That's exactly what we're looking for. So there could be a situation that the evidence on sustainability information has been gathered by the team, and you have been asked as a manager to evaluate the evidence. And you need to evaluate the evidence. What is the shortcoming in evidence? What is the issues in evidence? Because the team has gathered evidence, you are a manager, and you need to evaluate the evidence gathered and conclude whether it's sufficient or not. And if you conclude it's not, then you have to recommend what extra procedures the team could have performed. So you are evaluating the deficiencies in the evidence gathered by the audit team. Now, this is important question, and a question like such has already come in the March-June 25 paper. You can practice that, and I will be showing you that. And finally, discuss the form and content of the report on sustainability information. It says discuss the form and content. So seems like knowledge. It doesn't seems like a case study, like a critical evaluation of the audit report. It says discuss the form and discuss the content. So you might get a knowledge question, 5 marks. What are contents of the report on sustainability information? Audit report, right? We're talking about the audit report. So what are content, what are form of the audit report on sustainability information? You should be well versed with that, but it seems like knowledge. You can check the answer, but again, this is a free webinar. I have conducted this topic for my regular students, for my registered students who are part of my crash course or full course. They know the answer to this, but you can go to the Google and search on the Google what are form and content of the sustainability information report of the auditor and try to find an answer to be on the safe side. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So that's 7 areas under sustainability: procedures, evaluating the evidence, form and content of the report. Then we have matters before accepting engagement. We have planning matters. We have difficulties in measuring and reporting on the sustainability information from the management perspective. And finally, sorry, we missed one, D. The D is discuss the level of assurance that auditor may provide on sustainability information. Now we know the level of assurance has to be agreed between the auditor and the management because it could be limited, it could be reasonable. So management and auditor has to decide what level of assurance management want. Do they want limited assurance or do they want reasonable assurance? So discuss the level of assurance that should be provided on sustainability information. That was the area D which we missed out. So the total 7. So be well versed with syllabus, number 1. Number 2, move to the articles after knowing the syllabus and see how much articles can help you with A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The first article, if you go to the website where articles are available, this is a website where you find the articles, technical articles, and topic explainer for AAA. You go down to the syllabus area F, other assignments, and the very first article is Proposed International Standards on Assurance, Sustainability Assurance 5000. You click and open this one. This article will give you lots of knowledge around the syllabus area. Number 1, it will tell you about some very important terminologies which are examinable. Number 1, let me show you that. See, this is acceptance of engagement. If you get a question on matters before accepting engagement, you know something from syllabus area C, practice management, but also do read this and add something from here. And then when you're writing the answer in exam, tailor it according to the situation given. We know the best of the answers in AAA is the one which is tailored according to the situation given. Acceptance of engagement. That was one part of the syllabus. You go down, and then there is planning the engagement. That was also in the syllabus area, how you plan the assurance engagement. So if a question comes on some planning matters around sustainability information, you should be well versed with this paragraph from here. Then materiality. I told you there are two terms, double materiality and bifurcated materiality. You can see this word over here, bifurcated approach. Please read this out. And then there is a word over here, double materiality. So this paragraph is about the bifurcated approach. The bifurcated approach is from the auditor's perspective. Double materiality is from the management perspective. So when the management is setting the scope of the sustainability information they have to present in the report. They take the concept of double materiality to define the scope of things that will go in sustainable information. And bifurcated approach is the approach by the auditor uh, that which disclosures the auditor will be looking at. He will break the materiality into quantitative materiality and qualitative materiality. That is bifurcated, qualitative, quantitative. And please do read the double materiality. Then you go down, obtaining evidence, how you obtain evidence on sustainability assurance. This particular paragraph can help you if some sort of substantive procedures come in, because you can just make the type of mindset by reading this paragraph. Or even when you are critically evaluating the evidence gathered by the team, which came in March, June 25 paper, this paragraph can be helpful. Reporting. We just saw you should know the form and content of the report. You should know the assurance level given in sustainability. This paragraph will help you with assurance, and this paragraph will help you with knowing the form and content. But you can further explore form and content if you don't have the answer on the Google. Then I mentioned in my presentation today that you should be knowing the risk and challenges. What risk and challenges for the auditor? If the auditor is doing the sustainability information, what risk and challenges? That's given here. Greenwashing, another risk. Please take careful notes of the risk the auditor will face when the auditor is doing assurance on sustainability information. Greenwashing is just like window dressing of the financial statement. So greenwashing is fabricating the sustainable information presenting. And what other risk will you face? Please read this out carefully. And then ethical angle. What ethical issues will the auditor face, particularly if the auditor is offering sustainability assurance to its existing client? So, if you're offering sustainability assurance to your existing client, what ethical issues will you face? This is even part of the matters before accepting engagement. So, if you want to write an answer for matters before accepting engagement, you will think about this paragraph, ethical angle. You will think about greenwashing and other risk as matters before accepting engagement too, and you will consider this first paragraph, acceptance of engagement. So three paragraphs, if you read them, you will have an answer for matters before accepting engagement. This paragraph, again, acceptance of the decision. Number two, greenwashing and other risk before accepting engagement, and ethical angle before accepting engagement. So please assure you read it well, you make your notes, and even if you have read it before, read it once more in the perspective I'm guiding you. So this is the first article, ISSA 5000 ED, an extremely important one. You go to the next article, which is Assurance of Social, Environmental, and Sustainability Information, Part 1. This article is only giving you idea about ISA 720. What are auditor responsibility for other information? If you already know this topic from the reporting area, syllabus area E, no need to read it because you've done other information para, you've done other information in your reporting area, syllabus area E. So if you're fine with that, good enough. Then comes the next, Assurance of Social, Environmental, and Sustainability Information, Part 2. This Part 2 is important because this Part 2 is in line with the ISSA 5000. The Part 2 tells you if you are accepting a separate assurance engagement as an auditor, what you need to consider. So, part two of the article and this first one, proposed ISSA 5000, are having the same subject matter. The only difference is 5000 is a framework, and the article here is just a journal article telling you what the auditor should do when they're accepting an engagement on uh, on sustainability. So please just do read this article. This will give you good answers about matters before accepting engagement as well. So this is the second article here, right? So three articles and you will get like 60-70% grip on the syllabus area. Certain areas, if you don't have answers and you are a self-study student, please go to the Google and search out the answers. My regular students definitely cover each and every aspect of it. Now, the exam questions. Let's first look at the question which came in March, June 25. Okay, this is the March, June 25 question in front of you. And this is the question number 3, right, of the March, June 25 exam. You open up the requirements, and in the requirements, this is about evaluating the evidence, which I was showing you in the syllabus. Look at this. Evaluate the audit evidence which has been gathered by the audit team in relation to the content of the integrated annual report. So you have to read the integrated annual report. What evidence have they gathered? Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it adequate? Is it inadequate? And if it is inadequate, why? And you need to justify what else they should have done. So you are a manager. The team has already gathered evidence on integrated report. You need to review it and critically appraise that evidence. And wherever you find a weakness in the evidence gathered, you will suggest what else they could have done. And on the acquisition of the new brand. Now that's an accounting area. So on two areas, you have to critically evaluate the evidence gathered. One is the integrated annual report, and one is the acquisition of the new brand, which is an accounting area. These questions have come in the past paper, but we are focusing on currently the integrated annual report. You open up the exhibit 1, audit file note. You will find a paragraph over here about the integrated annual report. You will read this paragraph out. You will critically evaluate where is the lacking in terms of the evidence gathered on integrated annual report, and you will write the answer, explain why it is lacking and what alternative should have been done. So why lacking and what alternative? Just like you do the critical appraisal of the report, why it's an issue, and then telling the correct, just like you do the critical appraisal of the audit report. So this is one question. Please go through it. And this is in line with the syllabus, evaluating the evidence. Okay, then you move on to the September mock. Now, the September mock will not be available on the practice platform, I guess, but I have saved it last time. So I can show you the saved version of the September mock. In the September mock, we had this question on your screen. This was again the question 3 in the September mock, right over here, the A. It says, discuss the matters to be considered by the Diagon and Company in accepting the engagement to perform the assurance on sustainability report, 12 marks. So matters before accepting the engagement, 12 marks. So what matters will the audit firm consider before they accept the assurance engagement for Hogsmeade Company for 12 marks? Now, if you know the answer, I just mentioned you that from the ISSA 5000 ED, you will read the paragraph on acceptance, you will read the paragraph on greenwashing, you will read the paragraph on ethical angle, and your knowledge of practice management, syllabus area C, will help you write the answer for 12 marks. And you will get information in the case. So you have to read the case, see what are specific issues in the case which you need to focus on before you accept this engagement. So this is a 12 marks question. Question number 3, A from September mock. Now let's look at the December mock. In the December mock, which is right here now, in the December mock, there is a question number 3 again. And this question number 3 in the December mock, right here in front of your screen now, question 3, ask you, discuss the significance of ED 5000 being applicable to information prepared under multiple reporting framework. Now, this answer is given in the article ISSA 5000 ED. When you read that, I will show you this answer. Discuss the significance of ISSA 5000 ED being applicable to information prepared under multiple frameworks. So even if the sustainability information is prepared under multiple frameworks, is ISSA 5000 ED applicable? And the answer is yes. That's the beauty of ISSA 5000. But how? The answer is given in the article. And the importance of it being profession agnostic. Now, this term is given in the article, and the importance of it being profession agnostic. So, is ISSA 5000 ED applicable to information prepared under multiple frameworks? And what is the importance of profession agnostic? You go back to the article here, and I'll show you where it's written. Right here. See this. Can you see this multiple frameworks heading? So this tells you that ISSA 5000 can apply to sustainability information prepared under multiple frameworks. That's not an issue. So that's the beauty of ISSA 5000. And then right here, you can see this word profession agnostic. So if you read from here till here, you will get answer to the mock question. ISSA 5000 ED applying to multiple frameworks. And number two, profession agnostic. This is right coming from the article. So that's knowledge. That's knowledge which is tested in the mock. And that can be tested in your real exam. Don't just undermine that. September 25 student said that this identical question which came in the mock for September 25 was tested in the actual September 25 paper. Don't take the risk. Another one. Go back to the December 25 mock and you go to the question number 1 this time. Question number 1 of the December mock. You open up the partner email, and in the partner email, you look at the D requirement. Evaluate the matters to be considered in deciding whether Martin and Company, the audit firm, should accept the engagement to provide advice on Carrington Company sustainable information. So, what sort of matters do audit firm consider when they are to give advice to Carrington Company on sustainable information? Now, this is like an ethical question because it's a question number 1D, and we know ethical issues comes in question number 1. So, when you are giving advice, advice generates a sort of an advocacy thread or might give rise to a management thread. So this 7 marks, even though is around sustainable information, but it's testing your ethical angle of sustainable information right here in 7 marks. So 7 marks, question number 1D, and then you have 5 marks in question number 3A around profession agnostic and multiple framework. So September 25 mock, I've shown you matters before accepting engagement. I've shown you December 25 mock, question number 1D and 3A, and I've shown you the March-June 25 paper, question number 3A. Please assure you've brushed over each, you've read through the articles, and you know exactly what's going through. I hope this webinar, the purpose was to make you aware of sustainability as a spotlight, make you aware how important sustainability is as a topic for December 25 exams, make you aware of the articles, make you aware of the past papers which are there, and to assure that you're preparing this topic well for your upcoming exams. So that's the spotlight sustainability, and that's the day 1 of the December 25 webinar. I hope the guidance you get from here, you will implement it and study effectively. And if you are my regular student, you already know all these things. We have done these papers, we have practiced these papers, and we've gone over each and every aspect which we have covered right over here. But if you are not my student and watching this free webinar, please go to Google and search things out, or go to the ACCA Study Hub and read the topic sustainability so you are better well versed with December exams, which starts on the 1st of December. Take care. Goodbye. Your tutor, Kashif Kamran, signing off.